The 2024 Olympics were a visual representation of the rituals that happen at Bohemian Grove.
Could what happened at the opening ceremony of the Olympics be prophecy unfolding before our eyes?
If they did this to any other religion, it would be a war.
Paris had a huge power outage after they publicly mocked God.
The Olympics is a giant scam.
They're given power from the beast.
This man is literally on top of a plate, and they take the cover off of the plate to show the food that has been prepared. The 2024 Olympics were a visual representation of the ritualistic atrocities that happen at Bohemian Grove. See here, these are people carrying torches at Bohemian Grove, and here is Snoop Dogg carrying the torch leading the way to the ceremony. He's coincidentally wearing a medallion of Baphomet. Like, I don't know how nobody else sees that this man is literally on a plate and that they take the cover off the plate to reveal the meal that they're going to be serving to everyone. And on top of that, it's a mockery of the Last Supper. What did they do at the Last Supper? All you churchgoers know what communion represents. And my whole Smurf spiel was because I was trying to pinpoint for you what type of a body was being represented on top of that stage, on top of that plate. You guys could just Google it. What happens to the color of a deceased person? The Greeks never had a color blue. No, it is not Dionysus and it is not Bacchus. The only reason you guys think that it's Vishnu or Shiva is because it's blue. Name one thing other than the color on why you think that it's a Hindu god. They have 4 arms, and they're decked out head to toe in jewelry. This guy has on 0 jewelry and 2 arms.
One day after the opening ceremony of the Olympics, Paris had a huge power outage after they publicly mocked God on live TV, making fun of the Last Supper. This is a clear sign that God will not be mocked. They need to ask for forgiveness, repent, and turn away from this. Jesus said, "For I am the light of the world, and if you don't have the light of the world, you will be cast into outer darkness."
There was so much demonic things that happened that pertain directly to the Bible. And I know by now we shouldn't be so shocked when we see this, but it's happening. It's happening right in front of us in our world. So it has to be talked about, and Christians need to be opening their eyes. Whew. Y'all ready? We're going to first start with the pale horse. Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. Its rider's named Death, and its companion was the grave. These two were given authority over 1/4 of the earth to kill with the sword and famine, disease, and wild animals. Now we're going to quickly talk about Celine Dion. She's already shown us how satanic she is. And finally, we're going to talk about the blatant disrespect to Christianity. If they did this to any other religion, it would be a war. But the Bible tells us time and time again, they will mock Jesus Christ. Let's zoom in right here. That up there is a child. Not only is it disgusting that sexuality was brought in front of a child, but that she was a part of it in front of the world.
A Dutch volleyball player who was jailed for a 12-year-old girl has qualified to compete in the Paris Olympics next month. Steven van de Velde was 19 when he flew from the Netherlands to the UK in 2014 to meet the schoolgirl after they started chatting on Facebook and he sexually abused her. Van de Velde was sentenced in 2016 to 4 years in prison after admitting 3 counts of abuse, but is now set to return to the limelight. Van de Velde was released from prison in 2017 after serving just 1 year, and now the 29-year-old has qualified in the national pair with his partner.
This user Libs of TikTok says, closing ceremony of the Olympics. WTF is this? I mean, that's how they decided to express witnessing this. Insanity. Then we have this tweet here from Caroline. She says, the Olympics closing ceremony features a headless and armless angel with what appears to be an effigy of Lucifer, the Golden Voyager, standing in gold. Certainly a fitting close to the most demonic and satanic Olympics in history. The arms are also missing. Yeah, so not only is the connection to divinity severed, but the arm, which is the action, the deliverance, is also severed. Now, not only this, there's a very dark, creepy, ominous vibe to the entire ceremony, but they mix this in with some upbeat singers to cause people to basically go up and down in their emotional state. This is a form of control. It's a form of mind control. And the entire ceremony was set against a dark, almost apocalyptic backdrop. This is absolute wickedness. It looks completely evil, honestly. How does anybody condone this foolishness?
It's apparent that there was a spiritual battle at the Olympic Games between darkness and light. More demonic imagery was showcased. This time, it was at the closing ceremony. Do you see the statue? It symbolizes the goddess Nike, a headless deity that looks like a fallen angel because she represents one. Nike is the goddess of victory according to Greek mythology, and the legend goes like this. She apparently served Zeus in the war against the Titans and was in charge of giving the victors of this battle their rewards. It's a good thing that Christian Olympians took a stand for Jesus and were not ashamed to praise the one and only true God. Watch this.
I just let God carry me through the finish line. I credit all that I do to God. I have a platform and I want to use it to glorify Him.
The Olympics is a giant scam. There's two things going on simultaneously, okay? You have the best athletes in the world participating in their disciplines. That's happening. And then on top of that, you have enormous amounts of money being made and none of it's going to the athletes. It is a giant scam. So the kind of people that are putting together that ridiculous opening ceremony where you got a bunch of drag queens and the Last Supper and all that.
Yeah, well, I didn't understand that.
Nobody understands it because it's not made by athletes. It's not made by the Olympics. It's made by the people that are in charge of putting the Olympics out. So they're the ones who are reaping all the money and sucking all the cash out of these athletes.
Got it. That sucks.
The money they make is astronomical. The Olympics makes billions and billions of money in television revenue and advertising revenue, and they don't give any of it to the athletes.
So it just goes to like the Olympic committee?
They're just balling.
Wow.
Yeah, and these are the crazy people that are putting on the Last Supper with transsexuals. That's what they're doing.
Was it the Last Supper?
Yeah.
I saw it was something out like...
Fuck, it was.
It said something like some Greek...
nonsense. They tried to say that after the fact. The lady who was playing Jesus literally said she was Olympic Jesus. She was joking around about being Olympic Jesus because she was in the same position. Jesus was in the Last Supper. She had the halo behind her head.
Yeah. I mean, it's
pushing this weird agenda in this place where people are already getting fucked over.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the best athletes in the world representing your country, at the highest level, that possibly humanly possible. For one, you should be getting compensated.
A shitload of money.
You know what I mean?
A shitload of money.
Getting compensated.
Yeah.
And I think that there should be something that's more focused on the extravagance of like this moment of like the athletes waiting so long to be able to do this. And it should be more athlete focused.
Beyonce, who they are rolling out time and time again with these biblical references to the four horsemen of the apocalypse: the pale horse, the black horse, the red horse, the white horse. I don't think they're paying homage to Bill Cooper's book, Behold the Pale Horse. What we're obviously seeing is, once again, them referencing the four horsemen of the apocalypse. This is a common theme that they're doing right now, right in front of us. This symbol is one of the most prominent symbols, and I believe this symbol is going to be used for the Antichrist. This heart symbol that we see celebrities hold up time and time again. The heart is a symbol associated with Nimrod among the ancient Babylonians.
Oh, shit.
And for people out there that don't know, the theme of Friday the 13th and what it comes from the execution of the Knights Templar, who were executed because of their Baphomet worship and the depravity that they were involved in, and the scheming and other things. Kind of like the stuff you see going on in today's world out in the open.
Yep.
And people took care of the Knights Templar for their worship of the Baphomet. That's why they tell you that Friday the 13th is a day you should be afraid of.
Could what happened at the opening ceremony of the Olympics be prophecy unfolding before our eyes? What appeared during the opening ceremony was a white and pale horse looking ghostly and mystical. But there's something in scripture that may have a correlation.
Revelation 6:8 says, I looked, and there before me was a pale horse. Its rider was named Death, and Hades was following close behind him. And just look at the rider, how it looks kind of deathly. Revelation 13:3 also says the entire earth followed after the beast in amazement. And look as all of these nations follow behind. So obviously this is really strange symbolism, but let me know what you think down in the comments and follow for more updates.
The Freemasons are coming to create the Luciferian New World Order. Let's break this down. This time we're talking about the symbolism of the closing ceremony. We saw the dystopian alternative reality with a fallen spirit named the Golden Voyager. The directors said this character is based on the Voyager mission Golden Records we sent to our alien overlords back in the 70s. Voyager was the mission that confirmed we had the hexagon on the pole of Saturn, just like we saw on the Olympics medals. Illuminate confirm all day. President Jimmy Carter told the aliens that we hope to join the galactic civilizations. Speak for yourself, brother. I'm staying right here in the good old US of A, where we won all the medals because we are literally the best at everything.
Yeah, the best at shooting each other.
They played the Hymn to Apollo track, which once again confirms our first Olympics opening ceremony theory about the pagan gods Apollo and Osiris, because it's all about the worship of the intellect. This is the Luciferian world religion. At the beginning of the closing ceremony, the announcers told us the Golden Voyager is searching for the lost Olympic spirit. This is the lost word of Freemasonry, but no ritual would be complete without the world's second greatest actor, Tommy Salami, jumping off the roof to get the flag and bring it back to LA to hand it off to Anthony Kiedis and Snoop Dogg.
Aliens at the Summer Olympics in Paris? Here's a few reasons I think we might. So back in 1984 at the Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, during the closing ceremonies, they had a UFO or a flying saucer display. A UFO descended from the dark night sky with lasers and gleaming lights and landed outside of the Olympic Stadium. An alien got out, talked to the athletes and the crowd, and now 40 years later in 2024, we're at the 33rd Summer Olympics. We know how they like to attach the number 33 to their big events. They like to do their predictive programming in their opening and closing ceremonies. So is it possible that the display, the UFO landing we saw 40 years ago at the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles was like a dress rehearsal or some future forecasting of what would take place at the 33rd Summer Olympics in Paris? Also, you'll remember the opening ceremonies for the Paris Olympics, and there was a silver dish that sort of descended down that had that weird blue creature in it. Kind of seems like, you know, a silver disc, a silver dish. Could that be some subtle foreshadowing of a UFO landing to come, where at the Olympics a large silver dish descends from above and some weird little blue creature gets out? I think it's possible the public has been getting primed for the acceptance of the UFO and the alien reality for the last few years. It's become a real mainstream topic, and a lot of the stigma and taboo has been removed from it. So yeah, I think we could be primed for an alien introduction. What do you think?
The 2024 Olympics closing ceremony was obviously a homage to Lucifer, the sun god. They can say it means whatever they want, but I see demonic entities entering an astral portal during a ritual. It's all front and center because they know their time is almost up. Now this is a fact. This is a 100% fact. The enemy's time is running short. Nikki says, closing ceremony, Olympics 2024, returning to the gods of old, opening the portal. While it's easy to dismiss this as satanic, look a bit closer. We are seeing push for the return of the fallen ones. The promise that we can be like the gods, pushed by those like Harari and many others. Jupiter, Saturn, rising. The honored bull with eyes glowing is all connected.
NBC, that's running the Olympics, and the Olympic Committee have filed hundreds of DMCA takedown orders on X and other platforms, with the videos having hundreds of millions of views, some of them, showing what they put at the opening of the Olympics. We could show you this footage and then have them try to take it down. Why he took Christ up on the mountain and said, just worship me and I'll give you full control of the planet. Christ said, my kingdom is not of this world. And of course, we will get dominion when Christ returns. But as for now, the Antichrist is coming. This place is run by the devil. And that's why these people get on their knees and worship it and go along with it, because they're given power from the beast. So you wonder why it's in the music, it's in the culture, it's in the movies, in the sports. And it's admitted by Larry Fink at BlackRock, that controls over 80% of world assets, that they don't give funds and don't give loans to corporations and companies unless they do it.
Sporting events, the Olympics, of course, Super Bowls, public Illuminati rituals, if you will, these satanic rituals all the time, and typically in really big events that are going to draw a lot of attention and a lot of eyes. Also awards shows, just to name a few of the places where they'll do these public rituals. 2012 was no different. If you had any doubts that the 2012 Olympic ceremony was an actual ritual, this next footage I'm going to show you should really hang Freemasons. And according to famous Freemason Foster Bailey, these symbols intentionally hide, quote, a secret which veils mysterious forces. We're living in the end times, and we're witnessing a part of Satan's end game.
2012 Olympics opening ceremony has to be one of the most creepiest performances I have ever seen. I'm talking about the one done by the National Health Service. The performance starts with hundreds of hospital beds all over the stage, and there's nurses reading them bedtime stories before they go to bed. After they're done reading them the bedtime story, they eventually tuck all the kids into bed. Once this is done, they do this interesting little dance, and then it cuts to the scene where there's this girl under her covers reading a book. And when everyone's asleep, the demons start to come out. The camera that was reading the bedtime story then gets lured up by this massive demon that spawns out of nowhere. Say what you want. I don't care what children's book or children's movies this is from. This is flat out creepy. Demon nurses become like possessed. They all start doing this weird robotic motion of dancing. The stage was made up of newspaper headlines, and there were subliminal messages all over the flooring. It's hard to read them, but you can go watch the original video and look at them yourself.
This was the 2022 Olympic ritual, bro.
It's a ceremony, Ted.
What's that then?
It's just a ball.
It's Moloch, bro.
I thought Moloch was the owl of Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, but it's usually a bull, bro.
Does look pretty evil.
Look, bro, the penguins got involved.
What is this, Ted?
They're doing the ritual for opening of a train station, bro.
Where is this?
Switzerland, bro. The home of Satan.
What makes it satanic?
Probably this guy.
It's getting weirder by the second.
It's full of symbolism, bro.
This is for a train station opening.
Any excuse for a ritual, bro.
Fucking hell.
That's the evil eye, bro.
What the fuck?
Look, bro, it's the Illuminati.
The evil eye is a curse that is believed to be cast when you give an evil glare, and it's usually given to a person when they are completely unaware that it's happening. Now, many cultures believe that receiving an evil eye will cause misfortune or some sort of injury, so be careful out there, guys. The evil eye is often sold as jewelry, decoration, among other things, and it was said to be created to protect people against the evil eye or evil spirits. This next one probably doesn't come as a surprise to many of you, but the pyramid is here. Now, the pyramid is a key symbol in Freemasonry and reported to be a symbol used by the Illuminati. And this is especially when it's depicted with a separated capstone. So in certain occult circles, the all-seeing eye is thought to refer to a great divide among the people. Now, each level or step of the pyramid represents a socioeconomic class, and the capstone with the eye represents the most elite and their elevated status among the rest of humankind. We have Baphomet. Now, the image of Baphomet was originally created back in 1854 by the occultist Eliphaz Levi for his book Dogmas and Rituals of High Magic. But even before this depiction, Baphomet was a deity that the Knights Templar were accused of worshipping, and then it was incorporated into the occult and mystical traditions. Now, the name Baphomet appeared in the trial transcripts for the Inquisition of the Knights Templar starting back as early as 1307, and the symbol reflects a number of principles that are considered to be fundamental to occultists, and it was influenced by Kabbalah, Hermeticism, alchemy, as well as other beliefs. Now, Baphomet as a goat face in an inverted pentagram is also a very popular occult symbol. So Satanic worshippers identify this as 777, and this was made popular by Aleister Crowley, who wrote the Guide to Witchcraft and Satanic Worship. It's said that Aleister Crowley hated God so much that he named himself 777. Why? Because 666 was already taken. Now, Aleister Crowley's instructions to his followers was that they should learn to speak as well as write and walk backwards so that they can open themselves up to hear the demonic world speak to them. You'll also notice this lightning bolt symbol in the form of the letter S as well. And this is simply because when Lucifer was kicked out of heaven, he fell out of heaven like lightning.
All of the occultists, they have moon symbolism in their religious quote-unquote symbolism. Remember that. They either have it tilted to the side, or they have the moon and the star, or they have a moon upside down, or they'll have it on their forehead with a dot. They always have the moon incorporated into their paganism, and they try to hide it behind quote-unquote monotheistic religion, which it isn't. It's occultism. Then we have it combined with the earth to create this. Okay, so that's what it is. It's the moon and the earth, which they call wisdom, knowledge, and justice. So that's what they're trying to push here, is quote-unquote wisdom, knowledge, and justice. Now that we've come to that conclusion, we can understand very clearly that the wisdom is the wisdom of man, the knowledge is the knowledge of the fallen ones, which they are presenting before mankind, and what was the final thing? Justice. Well, it's going to be unrighteousness.
The simple kind of elevator pitch for the Satanic Temple is that we're a non-theistic religion in opposition to arbitrary authority. We align ourselves against the rising theocratic movement, particularly in the United States today, and we have a set of affirmative values we feel that are in line with that kind of rejection of arbitrary authority and tyrannical motions that we see being enacted.
Is this what Satanism has always been about? Because if you ask some people out there actually before I even looked into this today, I mean, I would have had sort of all kinds of views about what Satanism is, actually devil worshipping, and actually probably stuff you don't really want to get involved in. Have we had it wrong all this time? Has it always been about what you've just described?
These notions of the impending apocalypse, the return of Jesus, the fact that there's biblical fiats that ban people from gay marriage or abortion.
As we're seeing currently in Alabama just 2 weeks ago.
Right.
In America, essentially, that there is a law which says there should be sort of freedom of religion and equality of religious expressions, but you're saying that actually Christianity dominates the law, dominates social constructs, views, and so you're trying to counter that dominance.
And as that happens, a lot more people seem to understand what we're doing and embrace it, and a lot more people get more violently opposed to what we're doing. I'm speaking at a rally, and it's found necessary that I should wear a bulletproof vest because we're getting death threats from the Ku Klux Klan, some neo-Nazi organizations, and other kind of Christian supremacist groups. Of course, nobody took a shot, but that's kind of what we deal with.
Check this out. If Paris hasn't been weird enough already, LeBron James interview, check the shifting going out. Look at this. Watch this. Look at his eyes, people. That is got to be the weirdest thing so far that I have seen from the Paris Olympics, along with a lot of weird stuff. But look at the shape shifting. Don't want to say it out loud because I don't know what'll happen. But this is for entertainment purposes only, people. So do your own research. It's not verified, but look at the eyes.
Well, why didn't you say it out loud?
Reptilians, bro.
That is absolutely mind-blowingly bonkers.